Ah, Reddit, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy that should never ever be visited unless you have a very specific niche problem that someone's comment from 8 years ago might be able to solve for you. And for a lot of you watching, that problem might be related to EU4 and you might visit the EU4 subreddit, which is what we're going to be taking a look at today. Alright, here we are on the EU4 subreddit, man, and I did a video, a couple years ago reacting to this, and I just, the other day noticed a comment, someone saying, like, you should do this again, so shout out to that guy for reminding me, and that is what I will do again. I will be reacting to the posts on the EU4 subreddit, giving you advice for your questions, taking a look at your funny situations, your crazy accomplishments, memes, and questions and whatnot, and before you say it, it's on light mode because I'm not logged in, and yeah, we're just gonna continue along with light mode. So you know what, I think I'm not gonna sort by hot, man. I think we're gonna go like top posts maybe for the past year and see what you guys have been up to. So everyone's first EU4 run be like Byzantium, April 1337, the Ottomans still exist. April 1338, the Ottomans no longer exist. Of course that's gonna be everyone's first EU5 run, man. But you know what, I'll one up you right there. My version is going to be Byzantium not existing because, let's face it, these guys, they're still going to be really weak in the EU4 start date, where the Ottomans I expect to have some insane buffs to be able, for the game to enable them to conquer what they did historically. Here we have a Father Loris comic right here. Ideal army composition after 10 hours of EU4. Yep. You follow the guides. You look at everything you're doing. After 100 hours, I have cannons to match the current combat with infantry to cover the front line. Cavalry is optional, but should scale with flanking range. That's right. And after 1,000 hours, yeah, horse. Horse. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, that's true, man. Newbies, they stick to the guides and stuff like that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Guys with experience, we don't need cav. Just, fill up the front lines. And then really good players, I'm doing a cavalry only run. That's really all I have to say about that. What is this? Okay, Europa expanded. The letter of the Zaporozhian Cossacks. Ottomans lose 6 stab, 200 prestige, 200 legitimacy, gain 100 corruption. Lose money, lose 1,000,000 manpower, 10,000 admin diplo and mill points. 100 national unrest, morale of armies lost, morale of navies lost. What? Do they just stop existing at this point? What kind of event is this, bro? I know it's a mod, but damn, I think that might be a little too much. You know what I'm saying? I think that might be a little too much. Another Father Loris comic, man. Shout out Father Loris. He has great comics. I love playing small trading nations like the Netherlands. It means I can play small and tall and focus on trade. Meanwhile, has conquered all of the New World and every single colonial region. Yeah, that's I'm guilty of that myself. This is pretty much how a tall Netherlands run looks like, man. That's pretty much it. Conquer the lowlands, conquer the English Channel, conquer the rest of the world with all the spices and New World stuff. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate right there. All right, choose your fighter. French Bretons, Slavic Albanians, Levantine Turks, or the entire Carpathian culture group. Yeah, man. You guys know cultures in EU4, right? This is something that has, people have been complaining about since EU4 came out. And obviously, 95% of players by now know that this isn't meant to be real life, right? The culture group stuff, it's, kinda, but, a lot of these things, they're fit in with other groups to make the game more balanced, right? Because these guys were all in the same culture group, and actually Slovak got removed from Carpathian recently. It was for Hungary balance, right? It was for Hungary to be powerful. Turkish being with Levantine and instead of the Turkic guys, once again, is specifically for the Ottomans, so they get all those auto-accepted cultures where they usually expand. Now, the Bretons being French, man, that's just because there's no, Celtic culture group. And then Slavic Albanians has to probably be the worst one. But then, again, Albanian wouldn't be in any other culture group. So that's why they had to put it with the South Slavs, right? It's like, I don't know. It's like even smaller than Greek being its own culture group. Although there are a couple of Greek different cultures in EU4. And then I guess Korean is the only one that has one culture and is one culture group as well. But you know how much Korea devs and stuff like that, whereas just making 4 Albanian provinces their own culture, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't disbalance any of the guys that expand in that region, but Then again, I guess there's no point in doing it. EU5 is out soon. So, attention, a yellow Albania has been spotted. Find shelter immediately. Yeah, I mean, color change in EU5 for Albania. I can't say that I'm mad at it. I like the super red that's in EU4, but honestly, I'm not too mad about it, man. I think it's all right. This person captured the Ottomans. Yeah, it's always nice, man, when you're expanding as Biz, you know, we keep beating up the Ottomans and beating them and beating them and beating them. And, you know, I'm guilty of this myself a lot of times. I just leave them alive to torture them. Leave them alive in one province, you know, declare war on them, devastate and raise their province, and, you know, keep them alive just so they can feel the pain that Byzantibus have been feeling whenever they see Byzantium disappear in their games. Now, this person says, every faith done. What is every faith? Okay, we got Anglican as Zulu. What the frick? And that is Iron Man. Okay, Anglican. Reformed as Alaska. Shia as Jerusalem. Inti as Bremen. Ibadi as Kurland. Okay, what's going to be next? Hussite as Spain. Okay, this is probably the least strange one. Shinto as Denmark. Of course. Of course, you've done a Shinto one faith as Denmark. Sikh as the HRE. Hindu as the Livonian order. Okay. Theravada as Camilla Roy. Apparently. Confucian as Qing. All right, this is the most normal one. Definitely. This one is actually like plausible. Then we got Animist as the Roman Empire. Sure. Jewish as Jerusalem. Well, fitting for the modern day, I guess. Zoroastrian as France. Mayan as Magdeburg. Alcharinga as Hawaii. Nahuatl as Manchu. Totemist as Biz. Norse as the Mongol Empire. Tengri as Ethiopia. This man really did on every faith, bruh. He did on every faith. Not with the expected nations either. There's just another EU5 post of the previous one, but with the EU5 map. Moving on, I thought Castile was beginner friendly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Castile is not that beginner friendly, man. You know, a lot of these countries that used to be like beginner friendly, like England, France, Castile, Portugal, the Ottomans, they all have some like super specific niche mechanics related to them and events and disasters that I don't feel comfortable recommending any of those guys as beginner friendly nations. Maybe aside from Portugal still, man. All of these guys, they got, like I said, super specific things you got to do with them that a new player, like really new, starting up the game for the first time, wouldn't be able to do. So yeah, Portugal for newer players, man, unless you want to deal with 7 trillion peasants and particularists. That's what's up. Rate my Germany. I'm not gonna rate your Germany. If EU5 sees or uses the modern paradox notifications, I will be extremely disappointed. Okay, yeah, obviously, you guys know my opinion on this topic already, and I feel like a lot of people agree with me, at least EU4 fans. EU4 notifications is the best notification system in any new or old paradox game ever. Now, we have been notified regarding these things a little bit. I mean, I don't think we've been shown the notifications, but they're not gonna be like in Crusader Kings, man. They are, I think, gonna be not exactly like this, I don't think, but they're definitely not gonna be like this. So no need for you guys to be disappointed. From what I've heard, they are gonna be very similar to EU4. I don't know if they're gonna be the exact same, but they should mostly be like this. Now, EU5 political map mode, all nations revealed so far, man. Yeah, this is we've pretty much seen everything in Europe from EU5, man. You know, I've already talked about this in depth. There's going to be super fun regions to play in, man. Still not completely sold on the alternate start date. I do think colonization is a core of EU4, but, you know, I am still very excited about EU5, and it does look absolutely lovely. Bobber's Gate. Okay, I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to skip back. Oh, wait, I did see it, man. This guy made, or someone made a mod, an RPG mod in EU4, Bobber's Gate, man. You play as a guy, right? And it's like insane. You got inventory and you customize your characters and there's a combat system and everything. Like, the things that are possible, man, just with modding, you know, it's absolutely insane to me what some people can do. So shout out to all the mod makers, man. Lots of awesome mods for EU4. Now, this, I guess, is Europe in 1337. I wonder how it compares to you know, how they made it, but, you know, most of the stuff right here, it is It is looking, let me try and, I can't open up the image any further. All right then, but yeah, it does look pretty similar to EU5, man. You know, aside from the HRE is actually depicted way more accurately than it is in this map. And if this map is from that guy that makes these maps, shout out to that guy, man. But I think you've been one-upped by the EU5 team. All right. After playing this game for over 3,000 hours, I finally realized the call for peace icon is a pigeon in a cage. Yeah, what did you think it was? I'm trying to move further back to see what it could be, you know, misconstrued as, but what do people think it is? I always thought call for peace icon is a ship. It's not a ship. What do other people think? I always thought it would look like an angry clam or something. I mean, the imagination knows no bounds, right? Wonderful the mind of a child is, as Master Yoda would say. But yeah, a dove, yeah, set a gang of teeth. All right, the chattering jaw thing. I can kind of see that, if I'm being honest. I can kind of see that. I always saw like a black ball and chain with large white teeth, like the Mario one. Yeah, what did you think it was? Yeah, I'm glad someone agrees with me, man. Fit witness. Yeah. What? Yeah, I don't really get it. My estates are Czech. Oh, the Czech flag. Of course. I'm sorry. Small brain activity right here. All right. My wife made me this insanely good loading screen for my Alaska themed mod I'm working on. Your wife made you this? Dude, this is freaking dope, man. That actually looks so good, bro. That actually looks so good. I love the detail on her dress and, you know, the things right here, the basket as well. Yeah, that looks really good, man. You know, shout out this guy's wife or this girl's wife, you know. Yeah, Alaska themed mod. This loading screen is making me want to check it out. Okay, so a post about EU5 right here. I think our first post that we've gotten to that's not like a text, an image reaction post. So I hope EU5 retains the most important EU4 feature, the potent levels of aristocratic snark in notification text. Yes. You know, a lot of people, man, they don't read those notifications and stuff like that. But let's take a look at some masterpieces right here. The province of Stockholm is now considered part of our patrimony. This is a coring one. We shall defend it to the last drop of peasant blood. Of course, the province of Stockholm is no longer one of our core provinces. Others may have that worthless piece of land. Yeah, these things, man, they're so sassy, right? Sweden has entered into a military coalition against us. They will find no safety in mere numbers. Yeah, this is like a Palpatine type quote. Yeah, I love them, man. The pop-ups are so good. I agree with this. I do hope EU5 keeps that stuff. Okay, anyone found it super lazy when the writers just added a whole new world where the lore said India was supposed to be? Not a great twist. It's a retcon. EU4 lore is horrible. Yeah, man. EU4 lore, I don't know, like the map design and everything like that is pretty good, but like some of the world building is kind of ass, man. You're telling me that this Constantinople, the city of the world's desire, just so happens to be in one of the most important, you know, trading passages of all time, after being held by this Roman Empire that supposedly existed, that apparently you can reform. Oh, it just fell to the Turks. Just like that, the Turks, you know, they came out of nowhere, out of far away, and then this Osmanoglu guy conquered it, blah, blah, blah. 100 Years War didn't even last for 100 years. Like, yeah, man, and this New World stuff, too. Writing is lazy, I do agree, even though the map design is great, but some of these things, man, some of these things. Leaked image of the new Europa game, according to the original map, right, of course, it's Europa, Jupiter or Saturn's moon, whatever it was, yes, right. Is this the most comforting mission reward in the game? All right, so this is like Persia or something like that, or Ardabil maybe. The Persian people live now in a more enlightened time, making the event common-sided no longer possible to fire. The citizens of Persia will less likely be to be struck by plague events. The health of our heirs are now of official scientific concern, making the event heir falls ill no longer possible to fire. Wow. That is actually an insane mission, dude, and I didn't even know it existed, man. I haven't played around with these guys too much ever since they got updated, but yeah, that I agree. That is the most comforting mission reward in the game. You know, early on in the game, man, where these things sort of bother you, you know, they piss you off and stuff like that. Later in the game, you don't pay too much mind to them. Maybe an heir falls ill would be bad, but yeah, I guess by the time you get it won't matter that much, but it is the most comforting mission reward in the game. You know, it's nice to see some mercy from the devs. Map of Iberia from Project Caesar. This was the first thing that dropped. No need to say too much about it. Let's just take a moment to appreciate Paradox Tooltip readability. One of the following must be true. All of the following must be true. One of the following must be true. Yeah, man, I've talked about this quite a while. The description of missions and requirements and stuff like that, it's just done in a programming style and not translated to how real people talk. So I know how confusing it is to just try and get what some of these missions are asking for you. And I hope we don't see stuff like this in EU5, man. I hope we don't. This is absolutely ass. It's as funny as it is really frustrating seeing requirements like this. Just make them how normal people talk. It's not that difficult. Johan confirms EU5 will have about 500 years of gameplay. Yeah, we've been on that. What do you call a Russian Maginot Line? I don't know, the Great European Plain Line, but damn, that is a lot of forts. Which, I don't know if there's a different way of doing this as Russia, right? When you're playing such a massive Russia, you either do no forts and put one fort in the middle of Siberia so everyone just dies of attrition marching towards it, or you get pissed off by everyone just constantly invading from every single side, even though you have such massive borders that you gotta do something like this. So which side am I on? I don't know. The no forts, letting them run into Siberia, is a lot funnier, but it is also the most annoying thing in the world. So maybe I'm partial to this. Maybe I am. Today I learned that EU4 is turn-based and has a hard-coded tag order. Sweden plays first. Yeah, this is like a very niche thing that's a lot of people don't know about EU4, but you know, there's always like certain scenarios where someone goes first depending on stuff that happens. But in the event where, you know, the game can't decide who goes first, it goes by tag order. And yeah, Sweden plays first because Sweden is the first nation, I guess, that was put in the game. Interesting, though, that I guess all of these guys have been there since the start. That's why their numbers are so low, right? I guess no one new has been added there. But yeah, Sweden is always first, man. Sweden is always first. Now, the true scale of Project Caesar's map compared to EU4, I actually haven't ever seen this. Let me take a look at this. So I'm guessing this is pixels, right? Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Shoot. Makes sense with all the location-based, you know, map unit sizes or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, seems pretty accurate, man. I'm so hyped. I'm hoping we get to see some gameplay soon or something like that. Yeah, permanent Byzantine claims from its mission tree. I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you want? Yeah, that seems pretty accurate right here. No Amsterdam though. Whatever. But yeah, Byzantium, a very, very fun mission tree, man. I'm excited to see how they will work in EU5 as well. You know, they're not as weak as in EU4, but I'm thinking they're going to have worse nerfs to make them get destroyed every game. So, I don't know. EU5 will have a rule that renames the Byzantine Empire to the Eastern Roman Empire. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't have a strong opinion on this. I know everyone's like, oh, well, actually, Byzantium never existed. It only got recently called like that by scholars. It was always the Roman Empire. We know, bro. Everyone that plays this game knows it is actually a continuation of the Roman Empire. But Byzantium is what we call it now. So, you know, shout out to all my nerds, but it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. Yeah, EU4 DLCs added to the base game. That's true, man. This did happen apparently 2 weeks ago. Rights of Man, Common Sense, Art of War, very, very important DLCs were added to the base game. I'm super happy about this. It makes it way more accessible for newer players. Obviously, something like this expected with EU5 just around the corner, right? So, yeah, man, some of the best and most essential DLCs are now included in the base game along with the digital extreme upgrade. Of course, you know, some people will always say like, oh, but I paid for them 8 years ago. Why should you have them for free? Well, that's just how it works, man. Don't tell me you didn't get enjoyment out of them after playing them for such a long time, right? So this is excellent for newer players. Sure, some old players might feel cheated because they paid for it, but I think it's a very, very good addition to the base game. 4 months ago and 571 years ago, our beloved Constantinople fell. Let's shed a tear for Constantine and Constantinople. This is just the HRE map from EU5. I reacted to that already. Now, the actual Roman Empire ideal fort placement. Listen, what did barbarians ever do to you, my guy? Like, what happened? Why do you not like Germans? And Persians, apparently. And, I don't know, Scottish people? But yeah, I have to say I agree. I have to say I agree. In a tall Roman Empire run, if there's something like that, the upcoming patch will allow you to eat the Dutch Prime Minister. Our upcoming 137 patch will add a certain event to the base game where a Dutch Prime Minister is eaten, yes, eaten, by an angry mob. Yes, I do know that actually happened in real life. I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. And, you know, about time, historical accuracy was a bigger concern in EU4, so shout out to the devs. Rate my encirclement. Ah, the classic. Ottomans on Hormuz, and you've surrounded them by boats, and they're dying to attrition. 150,000 Ottoman troops. Yeah, man, this is a classic. Something that you could try and bait the AI into doing. Some common locations this could be done in is perhaps Naxos or Negroponte in Greece, Corfu in Greece as well, Jerba, or whatever the island is called, is Fox or something. No, I think it's Jerba. The island in Tunis, this right here, Hormuz, Venice as well, Copenhagen perhaps, Åland, lots of different locations where you can do this to the AI, and it's always super satisfying. I love doing it myself too. Well, that's fortunate. We have Orthodox zealots and pretenders fighting each other in the capital of Byzantium, Constantinople. And these massive rebel stacks, they just reminded me again, and I got pissed off about how bad Byzantium is as a subject, man. You guys know that we've been doing those strategies of releasing Byzantium and reconquering their cores from the Ottomans for years now. And it's always been fun and enjoyable, and the war score is so nice, and you get it all so quickly. But in the recent patches, man, in the past 2 or 3 patches, ever since Byzantium has all of these horrible debuffs, they're the worst subject in the world to have. And a couple of videos ago in EU4, I vowed to never release and reconquer Byzantium's provinces again because of this, because I can't bear to see them as a subject anymore. So I'm willing to take the extra war score cost. I'm willing to fight the Ottomans regularly and just take everything for myself instead of doing a Biz reconquest. I'm gonna just do Bulgaria and the Anatolian Beyliks. No Biz. I'm sorry. Rant over. Interesting fact you might not know: in EU4, the Americas are skewed much further north than they are in real life. Yeah, that is true, man. So the red thing is where the Americas are in EU4. This is where they are in real life. And yeah, that has been done just to not, include all of this empty stuff down here and move things a little bit closer for colonization's sake, to help out the Europeans. But I will let you know, and of course you guys should know this as well if you keep up with the dev diaries, that it will not be like that in EU5. A different projection is used, and it will be a lot more accurate. So yeah, you never really think about it until you notice it, but it's there. Take a look at it right now. You'll see. Brazil's like right there. Now, this is related right here to EU5. If the year is 1337, and then the Norse colony of Greenland is still active and alive. Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, what do you want me to do with that information? Maybe it'll be cooler, closer, faster colonizing? Maybe they're the new colonizers? I don't know. I think it should be hard to be able to colonize like North America with whoever owns this right there, right? Because it didn't happen historically, so I think it should be a very, very small probability or very difficult to pull off that you should be able to do this in the game. Yes, Nicholas Copernicus, advisor Polish, Nicholas Copernicus, production efficiency. He's a scripted guy, right? Oh, he's black. Well, who's to say he wasn't? With the 1.37 edition of Austria-Hungary, what reason remains to forbid Belgium? No. Listen. It's bad enough that Belgium actually exists right now. Like think of this, bro. Think of this. Everyone watching, you, me at home. I just think of the fact that Belgium exists and my day is ruined. Like, it shouldn't really be possible, right? According to all the laws of physics, a bee shouldn't be able to fly. According to all the laws of the real world, Belgium shouldn't exist. But it does. Hopefully we don't get an EU4, huh? Now, this is actually a post from 3 days ago with a lot of upvotes right here. What nation do you think is going to be EU5's poster child? I mean, listen, I think, man, in EU4, there are a couple of main characters, right? Obviously, for me, number one is Austria, because this was the, maybe not the pinnacle of Austria, but they are, I feel like, one of the main characters of EU4 with the whole HRE related thing. Obviously, then you got the Ottomans. It is the rise of the Ottomans after all. That's what the start date is called. Then you got, you know, France and England, which I guess France is a little bit after EU4's timeline, but they're main players as well. And then, of course, the colonizers, Portugal and Castile. So I think in EU5, man, if there's going to be less of a focus on colonization, the main characters should be, I don't know, Hungary, right? Hungary is going to be one of the most powerful countries at the start of the game. Once again, man, France, if you manage to unite everything right here, I think it's pretty much going to be the same guys as in EU4, man. But strongest nations at the start, I think it's going to be like Hungary and England, perhaps. England does have a massive population. I was just chatting to Lath about this. He doesn't agree with it. He thinks it's absolutely way too big, right? But I guess every nation's population is inflated a bit because these guys in EU5, they're about to get hit with a Black Death just 10 years after the game starts. So yeah, poster child, I don't know, man. I think Hungary is going to be really powerful. I think Ottomans, once again, I think it's going to be the same guys. Can we all just appreciate the fact that there are 2 Rigas in EU5? Yeah, it's a different type of Rigas. Okay, EU3 loading screens by Craig Mullins. I've actually never seen these, so man, these are actually really good. They're way like I don't know, a more doomer aesthetic, I would feel like, because in EU4, right, the loading screen is just like some important guy with stuff going on behind him, but these are like, you know, this one especially, man, it gives you that colonization sense, like this guy coming over here for the first time. We got the pyramids in the background, not the ones in Egypt, obviously this is Mexico, but yeah, I like them more than EU4, man, I gotta say. With George right there, man, shout out my boy George, but yeah, I like them more than EU4. Jesus Christ, Greece, how do you have 130,000 in debt, and who trusted you with that money? You know, they say EU4 isn't accurate to real life, man, but I think 130,000 is a little less, and maybe you should be playing with Germany instead of Great Britain, huh? Please, for the love of God, let empires collapse in EU5. Maintaining a large empire in real life is insanely difficult, from corruption and administrative changes to ethnic conflicts. In EU4, once you build up enough power, it's almost impossible to fail. Rebellions are a joke. I just hope that EU5 does a better job at the bureaucratic nightmare large continent-spanning empires are. Yeah, man, I actually do agree with this. You know, based on what the devs have said so far in the dev diaries and stuff like that, it should be really hard to do stuff like that in EU5, especially in the early game. Like, as any Paradox game, of course, a world conquest should be impossible at the start, but as always, extremely talented players will find a way to do a world conquest, right? So I do think it is going to be harder to maintain, man, in EU5, especially with all the new mechanics being introduced. But yeah, you know, moving on. Pirate republics get a good reform. She flagship captured. The Manx flag shall fly proudly over it. 10 prestige, so much money, and 20 navy tradition. Yeah, that's a good reform, man. That's a good event. I agree with that. Found this 1.0 disc. Imagine how bad it's gonna be, dude. EU4 1.0 on CD. I'd actually pay for that. I don't know what the earliest version is that you can play on Steam. I think it's 1.4. And right now we're on 137. I'm guessing that's going to be the last one, right? We're not going to move past 137. Maybe 138 is going to be like the wrap up, you know, bug fixing big patch. But man, playing EU4 1.0, it would be torture, but I'd do it. Once again, Belgium is beyond Paradox reach, thank God. What about adding Belgium as a formal for Flemish and Walloon culture countries? I found the idea of United States of Belgium to be funny, but unfortunately there was no time for it. Thank you, Metz, or whoever responded to this. We are living in your walls. Okay, so we got Holy Roman Empire. This has got to be a mod of some sort. I don't know what that is. Roly-poly ideas. Gotta be one of my favorite bugs, but the roly-poly people are at most 1.5 inches long. Due to our small sizes, we can easily pass around enemy fortifications, or if the need ever arises, through them entirely. Ignore zone of control. I don't know what kind of mod this is, but I'm already intrigued. But yeah, man, with all that said, we've been yapping on about the EU4 subreddit and some good-ass posts for the last 30 minutes, so I think I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Some nice submissions, some funny ones, great playthroughs and stuff like that. Good, nothing I could give you guys advice on, right? I guess those wouldn't be way too upvoted or stuff like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do like more EU4 subreddit review videos, or maybe the next video I could you know, look up questions and answer your quarrels and stuff like that. I'll be the niche problem solver. Or maybe I should even type my name in here and see what you guys think. No one's ever done that, right? So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to leave a like. It really helps out a lot. And if you like the content and want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of them. And you can become a member today and join the Discord. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with another EU4 subreddit review video. I don't know. Bye.